Hey guys, Nick here from Strange Raven Outdoors, coming to you from beautiful Sonora, Kentucky at the historic Route Farm. Today I am doing a hurricane gear review of the Point Zero Energy Titan 240 SP 4000 watt inverter and battery backup system. So a lot of people call these solar generators. It's not really a generator, it's just an inverter with two lithium phosphate batteries, and these batteries are 2500 amp hours each, and they are stackable. So this unit, you can add as many batteries as you want, all the way up to, I believe, 27,500 amp hours, which is a significant amount of storage. One of the things that led us to this particular unit was the 50 amp outlet. This is the only inverter I found with a 50 amp outlet. Some of the other more popular brands, such as Blue Yeti, which quite a few people utilize, they have the 30 amp outlet, and if you want to run 50 amp, you have to buy two head units and then link them together. So we didn't want to mess around with all that. It would have been cost prohibitive and just kind of annoying to try and link two inverters together in order to get the output we needed. The reason we need 50 amp is that we live full-time in a 42-foot fifth wheel, and to be operating at full capacity, our power requirements are 50 amp. We can technically go off 30 amp, but only half of our outlets and appliances and things will work. A great thing about Point Zero Energy, which was another deciding factor for me, was that Point Zero Energy is based in the United States. So I have had to call them a few times to ask questions, as I'm not really, I'm not really super informed on all the electrical stuff. I'm still learning. So anytime I've had to reach out to them, whether it's email, whether it's phone, they've been extremely responsive. They get my questions answered, and it's just been a breeze to deal with them. So those of you that know our situation know that we just spent a week in Hendersonville, Western North Carolina, where there was no power and no clean running water for over a week. This right here is probably the most important piece of equipment that we had to get us through that. What this really enabled us to do was save our fuel. So we also have two Champion 4000 watt inverter generators that we use to power the fifth wheel. We use propane to run those. They can also run off gasoline. But had we not had this unit, I can pretty much guarantee you we would have run out of propane and we would have been totally out of energy. The most important thing there would be that our refrigerator would stop working, and all of the food that we had in there would go bad. So what this allowed us to do was run off of the battery system, and then when these batteries were depleted, turn the generators on, power the fifth wheel, and then recharge these at the same time. And with every full charge of this unit, we were getting about 26 hours of normal power consumption. And that allowed us to, as I said, have the refrigerator running, have the lights on, and then also turn on the TV and check the local news for updates. That alone was absolutely huge, because during this time period, not only was the power out, not only was the water not running, but phones didn't work. There was no signal most of the time. And so information was at a premium. Getting information was extremely difficult. Being able to turn on the TV, watch the local news, get updates about where there would be distribution centers, where there was basically help. That was important. That was really big for us. It also gave us a little bit of peace of mind, because there was a lot of rumors going around. So we would hear rumors of looting, shooting, the government doing this and that. And, you know, we could turn on the TV and get a little actual information that we could rely upon. We were right between Asheville and Chimney Rock. We were fortunate that we did not get hit quite as hard as those areas did, but it was still pretty bad where we were. Almost every single road had some sort of obstruction, power lines, trees, severe flooding. So there was no going anywhere. There was no getting anything. Everything was shut down. There were a couple gas stations that would open up for cash only, and they would let a few people in at a time. So at one point in time, I stood in line for an hour and a half to try and get just some basic needs for the family. So this system saving our fuel supply and giving us that extra bit of time to get through the crisis, it was just absolutely huge. And these batteries that come with the Titan, they're not LiPo batteries like a lot of people are familiar with. These are lithium phosphate batteries. And the great thing about lithium phosphate batteries is that you can completely discharge the battery and it doesn't lose any of its capacity. So a lot of people out there are running LiPos, and that's a whole different story. If you totally discharge your LiPo batteries, every single time you recharge them, the capacity drops. These lithium phosphate batteries are supposed to be good for 15 years, and they can go through thousands of recharge cycles without losing their capacity. So that's just awesome because, you know, in a situation like we were in, we were completely discharging our batteries. Same thing was true for our lead acid battery that comes with the RV. That battery is hooked up to a couple of solar panels on our roof. And again, we were using this, we were using that, we were using the generators. And we had fully discharged that lead acid battery so many times, just trying to get through, that it's barely holding the charge anymore. It's pretty much worthless. So before this event, you know, I hadn't really thought about things like that, I guess. And to me now, like, this is just, these lithium phosphate batteries are just great. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the lead acid battery altogether, and I'm going to wire our rooftop solar panels directly to this inverter. I've also got a few fold-out solar panels that I can run to this as well. Unfortunately, where we were, there was not really much sunlight to depend on, so we were pretty much just running the generators and then relying on our battery backup. We learned a lot, and I think that there are definitely changes we're going to make in the future. I already mentioned that we are going to probably run our solar directly to this and just do away with the lead acid battery, because it is basically worthless in a disaster. I mean, it might be good for bridging the gap to get your keep your refrigerator running after you unhook the truck and you're getting set up and things like that, but for any sort of actual power needs, it was just inadequate. Something else that I learned that I did not know before is that this is the AC charger for this unit. So if I need to recharge this off of the generator, this is what does that. Something I didn't know at the time was that these are stackable as well. So I can actually add up to 4 of those AC chargers, and I can increase my charging speed by 4 times, which means even less propane usage, which would again extend our capabilities even further. So that's something I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be adding probably at least 2 more batteries, I think. 26 hours, pretty decent with just these 2 batteries, but I feel like if we had about twice that, we'd be in a lot better shape. And we'd also, if we needed to run the ACs, if we're in a situation where it's 100 degrees outside and we need to run the ACs, having more storage capacity is gonna come in pretty handy. But all in all, I'm just incredibly impressed with this product, and having had to rely on it for our basic needs for a week, I'm planning on really expanding our system. I'm going to heavily invest in this company. I'm probably going to get some of their other products. I'm probably going to get some of their solar panels to mount on the roof. I may outfit our off-grid cabin with this system as well. I can't say enough good things about it. It worked exactly like it was supposed to, and it got us across the finish line. And it also gave us the ability to help others. Whereas had we not had this, we would have had to been running our generators the whole time, and we would not have been able to loan them out to other people. So we were able to help some traveling nurses and some other families with their power needs as well. And that's really only because we had this. So if we had not had this, it would have been an entirely different situation, and I think we would have been struggling. So that's about all I have to say about the Titan. Great product from a great company, guys. If you're looking for a backup battery system with an inverter, I highly suggest you give this one a look. Put it on your list. Do your own research, figure out your own needs. But as for us, we're going with 0.0 energy from now on. Until next time, guys, I've got a few more products that I want to talk about that helped get us through the situation. But until next time, y'all, just God bless you, stay safe, and stay prepared. See ya.